Hey guys, welcome to Game Back today, bringing out a video, and today we're jumping into all of this Portal information that was released today. We got a trailer for the Battlefield 2042 Portal, as well as a huge information drop over on the Battlefield website as far as what is going to be customizable in the Portal, and kind of a walkthrough as to how you're going to be able to set up your own games and servers. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First off, with the trailer itself, we open up with a shot here with a soldier with that AC-42. It's that Russian bullpup burst fire weapon. Seems to be kind of the futuristic bullpup variant of the AN-94. This is Battle of the Bulge, 1942 versus 2042. And we see the soldier fire what looks like a 203 or a 320 from that underbarrel grenade launcher, and then utilize that 3-round burst with the AC-42 to kill the enemy there. And you can see he's got that that Glock configuration for the pistol with the extended chassis on there to turn it into a PDW. And you can see, obviously, it's Battle of the Bulge, so it's going to be the 2042 soldiers against the 1942 soldiers. So that's pretty cool to see, especially the underbarrel grenade launcher on that. And that AC-42 weapon looks deadly because it only has the recoil of 1 shot, but fires 3. Skipping forward, we have the next shot here of what looks like 2042 versus, again, 1942, but this time from the World War II perspective. We see a soldier carrying a 1911 as well as the rocket launcher, looking up at some of these carriers, and you can see a Spitfire flying in the background. Again, still on Battle of the Bulge. Really nice looking footage there from the perspective of the World War II setting of 1942. Then we see El Alamein. Again, this is going to be 1942 versus 2042. This is going to be what looks like a tank battle. So we see the 2042 tanks going against the 1942 tanks, and then we see some 1942 bombers come in here at the very end and just level a bunch of these 2042 tanks, and that just looks amazing. So that's really cool to see. We're going to be able to customize and kind of make a lot of really interesting experiences with this, which we'll go over here in a second. Next, we see a shot of the NTW-20 from Denel. In game is called the NTW-50, and here we see it on Valparaiso. So this is a Battlefield Bad Company 2 map. This is Bad Company 2 versus 2042. And we see that thing in action. This thing looks like a beast, and I'm excited to get my hands on that. That's probably the weapon I'm most looking forward to right now in 2042. The map itself, Valparaiso, looks awesome. We have another shot of it here with a Jeep stuff. We have the C4 on the Jeep going off into the 2042 tank. So classic Bad Company 2 here. I had a lot of clan games on this map back in the day. You see the soldier there has an MP9, it looks like. Then we fast forward to Arica Harbor with a 2042 soldier, it looks like, with the PPX-45. And again, this is Bad Company 2 versus 2042, so we see Webster McKay utilize that grapple hook. He's going to come up, he's going to kill a soldier with what looks like I think he was carrying an HK-416, and he's going to follow this Russian soldier up to the top of one of these buildings here. This is great to see this map back again. I played so much of this map back in Battlefield Bad Company 2. A lot of clan games, a lot of amazing rush games, and we can see this third-person execution animation. Webster McKay is going to sweep his legs and take him out with a knife. So it actually looks pretty cool. Then we fast forward to No Shark Canals. Again, this is Bad Company, or excuse me, 2042 versus Battlefield 3, and we see just some of these ships going on here. The LCAA hovercraft coming aboard with what looks like that 7.62 by 51mm minigun on top. So this is from the 2042 perspective. Again, you can see the updated HUD elements here at play. It looks a lot cleaner than it did in the beta. Then we flash forward or switch to the Battlefield 3 soldier perspective. We have the AKS-74U with the laser on the left-hand side mount. And he's going to take out 2 2042 soldiers here with that AKS-74U. It looks so clean. That weapon looks amazing redone like that. And speaking of redone weapons, over to Caspian border as a Battlefield 3 soldier against 2042 players, and we see the AS Val firing 9x39 with that extended 30-round magazine, 31 with 1 in the chamber there. And you can see the AS Val just looking amazing. This is a classic weapon for Battlefield, especially one of my favorite Russian weapons, firing that 9x39 subsonic round. This thing is just an animal. You can see it's just going to chew through these 2 guys, and then he's going to take out the RPG and take out this Jeep as it comes in. Classic Caspian border map there. I'm so excited to get on some of these old maps and replay them. But that's the Portal trailer. We're going to see 1942 versus Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and 2042, all customizable. And again, that's going to be available at launch. Now, if we go over to the Battlefield website, there was a lot of information leaked, or not leaked, I guess, given out in the blog post here for the Battlefield Bulletin. I'll link that down below. And this is going to go through everything you need to know about the portal and how to set up your games, the rules engine, how to edit, and all of that stuff. So jumping right into it. To get started, you just need access to a computer or a smartphone or a tablet. And all you need is an EA account, and you'll be able to access this and create your own portal server and game sessions. You don't even need to own the game, which is cool. So this is going to be a web-based browser that you'll access from any smart device or PC. Now, to start, you build from the core up, so you're going to basically pick your game mode, whether it's Conquest Large, Conquest, Rush, Free-for-all, or Team Deathmatch. So you have all the different game modes in there, and that's kind of how you'll start. You pick which game mode you want to play with. Then you'll go into the map selection. So the map rotation here on your server, you'll select your map rotations, and that'll be the map size will also be indicated here. So one thing to note is on the previous generation of consoles, the large maps will not be available. You'll obviously have the same maps, just on the smaller scale that you're going to be playing on those older generations of consoles. Everything else, you have the map scale here, so you can see what's small, medium, and large, and you'll go ahead and pick the rotation and how that's going to go on your server. Same with what we saw with Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, so nothing crazy there. However, then you pick out the layouts themselves. So you have the large layouts, medium layouts, and then you have 13 small layouts. So you have the small layouts are just going to be specific sections or capture points of the maps. Like Discarded will have the recycling yard, Hourglass will have the park, Breakaway will have the platform, Orbital will have the crawler way, Renewal will have the field. So these will be very small maps. And the cool thing is here, you can make the map whatever size you want, and you can go ahead and throw on as many players as you want. So you can do a small layout map, like on Hourglass, you can utilize the park as where you want to play and populate that full of, I believe, a full 128 players. So you can do whatever you want. You can throw as many players onto a map as you want. And again, a lot of choices here from different scalable sizes, from small, medium, all the way up to large. So I believe just previous gen consoles, you'll have the medium layouts of those versions by default, but we'll have to see really what that looks like at launch. But you won't have access to the large versions that are compatible with 128 players like PC and the next generation of consoles. Next up would be game mode details. So this is where you're going to just kind of set up the high level customization. So maximum human players, game time, spawn time, reinforcement multiplier, reinforcement removed per kill, per squad combat limit. So just a bunch of high level settings that you'll be able to set here to kind of set the tone for your server. Next up for modifiers. So this is going to be mainly gameplay modifiers. So friendly fire, extreme weather events, stationary weapon emplacements, on or off. And again, these will all just be something you can toggle. You can also have classic soldier weapon tuning. So that'll go back to the previous games that those weapons were associated with, like BF3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and 2042. You also have aim assist, zoom, or snap, different options like that, how strong it'll be, friendly fire on off, projectile speed multiplier, so if you want to increase the speed, damage, things like that, body shot damage multiplier, headshot multiplier, all of that will be available here in the modifier section for the gameplay. Then comes soldier modifier. So this will be things like allowing people to go prone, strafe while sprinting, sprint, aim down sights, health regeneration, traversal sprint, which is that tactical sprint where you bring your weapon up to your side and sprint, slide, and squad revive. So you'll be able to tweak the movement mechanics there. Also be able to tweak things like multipliers, fall damage, movement speed, maximum health regeneration rate. All of that will be available to you to kind of customize your own Battlefield experience. Soldier health regeneration, which I think we mentioned, man down type, whether they're downed, dead, crawling, things like that, will all be customizable here. Then moving to vehicles, you'll also be able to do the vehicle type. So you can select specific vehicles, but here you'll do kind of the overall high level vehicle type. So no combat vehicles, on foot call-ins only, deploy menu only, spawn on map, or on foot call-ins at deploy menu. So that's how you'll set up really how the vehicles will interact with the players on the map. Then moving on to the user interface. This will be something you can customize the HUD for this game. So allows you to take complete control with the UI, toggle things on and off like the compass, the mini map, including big maps, HUD on or off, so you can have tactical realism type game modes with no HUD. Soldier weapon modification plus menu, so that weapon plus, if you want that on or off. And then ally identification, so how are you going to be able to tell friend from foe can be customized here as well. You can also make adjustments to behavior of the ping system, so you can bring back the old 3D spotting from previous Battlefield games, or you can just fully disable the system and leaving it to this on the screen, so there's no pinging or whatever, and no minimap. You can have completely no HUD and have a grounded, very tactical, realistic experience if you want. Next up for the AI, so again, you can just customize everything about the AI that we would want. How difficult they're going to be, proning, are they able to sprint, maximum health multipliers, all of that is all customizable here on this menu. So the one cool thing about this is if you want to set up a server with just a few of your friends, this is going to be like, you can have, I'm thinking Sandstorm here. If you want to have like a PvE experience that's tactical like Sandstorm, maybe it'll be like 15 friendlies against 64 enemy combatants that would be all be AI at whatever difficulty you want, and you can have kind of objective-based game modes like Rush. So basically, you can recreate tactical games like Sandstorm within the Portal, which is going to be really cool for this community, in particular to have like milsim type servers up and running, and just have a lot of fun going through a bunch of these different options. Next up would be characters. So again, this is just based on what teams or what games you're incorporating. So if it's Battlefield 2042 and Bad Company 2, which characters are available? So do you want different specialists removed from the custom game? Do you want different classes removed from the custom games like medics or engineers? Do you not want them included from the previous Battlefields? Things like that you'll be able to customize based on what teams or games are included in your specific Portal setup. Same thing with weapons. Which weapons do you want to include or disclude? So this would go to different assault rifles, different sniper rifles. You can set pistols only and only have one particular pistol. This could be knife only SCG-44, anything you wanted you can customize here at the weapons menu. So if there's any OP weapons that we run into with things like Call of Duty Warzone, we could just get it out of the server, which makes it a lot more fun. Next up, attachments. So the same thing here. If there's an attachment that's overpowered or bugged or that's overly meta, we can just remove it from the server options here. This goes to ammo types and attachments. So shotguns with like explosive rounds, frag rounds can be removed. Different optics, like if this were Warzone, we'd get rid of the BLK, things like that, to really tailor the experience to really ground it in realism and kind of remove the meta from the game, which is great. It allows us to really take control of the game instead of complaining about meta weapons being busted and not fixed for months. We can just take them out of the game ourselves and have the experience we want. So that's really cool to see. Same thing goes for vehicles. You can customize what vehicles are included or excluded. All available here from the different modes or games that you're playing with. So if you're 2042 versus Battlefield 3, you'd have all those vehicles at your disposal. Which ones do you want included and which ones do you want to exclude? Same goes for gadgets. Nothing really big to cover there. And then the rules editor. So the rules editor, this is where you get into the logic of the game mode. So this is where it would get a little bit more technical. Now, there's going to be a lot of helpful tips set up along the way. You can also save your Portal links and pass it on to somebody else to help fix this. And then when you're done, you'll just publish that link, and it'll be available with basically a search code and people to get in, as well as beyond rotation. You can search for things, different game modes and types like that, and your server will come up. So a logic editor here should be pretty interesting. The rule editor, I should call it, but it is technically a logic editor. So you'll be able to create different logic and, again, just frame the game however you want. So if something is behaving in the base game that you don't want it to behave that way, you can set up logics like if, then, else, events, different things like that to combat the way that's behaving and kind of change it for your own custom experience. So that's basically everything. When you're inside the Portal game, you'll be able to broadcast a message as a server owner, kick players, ban players, unban players, restart the map, skip to the next map, or take down the server if you want. So again, this will be, once you're done and finished with this, you can publish that. Your community, like this community, can all grab that link, we'd share it in Discord, and everyone would just jump in and we would have a good time. So we could do a lot of that during live streams. A lot of nice, awesome milsim events we can set up. Different game modes, different fun customizations that you all can work on and we can share in the Discord and have a good time. So I think this is really exciting. Let me know what you guys think down below. A lot of information to cover here. I'll link the blog post from the Battlefield website down below for the Portal. Let me know your thoughts on the trailer and the Portal itself. Till next time, this is Buckner Gaming. Out.